Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and I have a very cool video for you guys. So shout out to Kick Stats for this information and also Nice Kicks. But we have a lot of information on like what NBA players used as far as basketball shoes go in the 2021 and 2022 regular season. And the stats are very specific. We have the top 10 most popular brands by player's choice. And I believe it's counting each time an NBA player wore a brand like in a game. You know what I mean? So we have 10. And let's just start with number 10. And we have 361 degrees. And it was worn 142 times, which is pretty surprising. You know, it's 361 degrees is on the list. Nice. Good for you guys, right? So, I mean, 361 degrees is a Chinese company. They do make Aaron Gordon's signature shoe. And I think that's about it, you know, as far as 361 degrees goes. I haven't really tried any of their other models, but you know, there's number 10. Number 9, we got Converse. Converse, of course, is owned by Nike, and Nike is definitely on this list. So Converse was worn 285 times, which not a lot. You know, I thought it would be a little bit more popular than that, but who do we have? I think we have Kelly Oubre, and then there's Shai, I believe it was, and somebody else. Draymond Green. Draymond Green wears a shoe as well. But as far as like anyone else, I haven't really seen anyone else wearing Converse, right? Coming in at number 8, we got New Balance with 312 appearances. Of course, we have Kawhi Leonard, and there are some other players that do wear the two-way. You know, I believe the two-way 2 should be coming out soon. I mean, NBA players have been wearing that shoe for like a couple of months. But 312, holy crap, that's not a whole lot. You know, especially comparing it to the top 5. No, the top 3. Holy crap, guys. All right, coming in at number 7, we got Li Ning, right? And we had 471 appearances. So Li Ning, that makes sense. You know, Li Ning sponsors a good amount of athletes. They have really good shoes. They perform exceptionally well. And of course, we have the Dwayne Wade line. We have D'Angelo Russell's signature shoe, you know, the D-Lo Ice, his first shoe. And honestly, that's not super surprising, right? Li Ning's a very big company, especially in China. And coming in at number 6, we have another Chinese company, and it's Anta. And I thought Li Ning would be a little bit more popular than Anta, which is pretty surprising. But it's only 5 more appearances than Li Ning at 476 appearances. And of course, we have players like Klay Thompson. There's a lot of players on the Warriors that do wear Anta, probably because of Klay Thompson, right? And yeah, Antas are very nice as well. You know, they make very good quality shoes, especially for a great price. And the performance has been super nice, you know, so for Anta, they're doing a great job. Next is kind of surprising actually, and that's Under Armour. I mean, Under Armour is super popular, but I feel like they don't really like sponsor a whole lot of people, right? But we have 794 appearances, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, honestly, like I don't really see a whole lot of NBA players playing like Curry's. Besides Curry, right? I think Seth Curry even wears like the Curry 7, you know, not even the 8 or the 9. Maybe he doesn't like the flow, I don't know. But yeah, honestly, like I haven't really seen a whole lot of people playing in Under Armour. So what are they even playing in? You know, Under Armour doesn't really have a whole lot of shoes. You know, we have the Flow Feature X, the Currys, and the Spawn 3, and I think that's about it, honestly. And then their super budget model, which is like the Jet, right? But you know, that's pretty surprising. I thought I thought the Anta and Li Ning would be a little bit more popular than Under Armour, but I guess not. All right, moving on to number 4, we got Puma. And Puma has signed a whole bunch of people, and we have 1,054 appearances, and that makes sense. You know, you see a whole lot of Pumas, like Marcus Smart is signed with Puma. I think DeAndre Ayton is signed with Puma as well. You know, so they have a good amount of shoes. They have the MB1, they have the Puma Triple, they have the Puma Fusion Nitro Spectra. So they have a good amount of shoes, right? So that makes sense. Coming in number 3, we got Jordan Brand, and we have 1,954 appearances. That makes sense too. I mean, Jordan Brand has a good amount of shoes, and they have signed a good amount of people. So I've seen a whole bunch of people wearing the Jordan 36, the Zoom Separate, and we have Zion shoe, we got Westbrook. And yeah, I mean, Jordan athletes, they get some crazy ass PEs, you know, like Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic. I'm pretty jealous, you know, the Jordan 36 PEs go crazy. So yeah, that makes sense. And Jordan Brand is owned by Nike, so holy crap, right? Number 2 is Adidas. So that definitely makes sense. We have 2,699 appearances by Adidas. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of people signed with Adidas. And in the next list, we'll go over specific shoes, like the most popular shoes that have been worn, right? But yeah, Adidas, that definitely does make sense. Yeah, number one is obviously Nike. And Nike has more appearances than every single other shoe company combined. So that just tells you how popular Nikes are and how dominant of a hold they have in the basketball market, which is not a good thing. You know, in my opinion, I feel like companies should be more balanced, you know, just so that we have healthy competition. You know, if one company just dominates, we have kind of like a monopoly. But anyways, yeah, so 17,635 appearances by Nike. So that makes sense. You know, Nikes are super freaking popular. Everyone wears Nikes. So there is the most popular brands in the NBA. Next, we got the most popular basketball shoes by minutes played, which is really cool, in the 2021-2022 regular season. So coming in at number 10 is the Adidas Dame 7 EXT PLY with 13,125 minutes played, and that makes sense. I feel like I've seen a whole bunch of Dame 7s, especially, you know, if you're an NBA player signed with Adidas. I feel like I've seen a whole bunch of players playing in the Dame, so that definitely does make sense. And also, of course, Adidas was number 2 as far as like most popular brands go. So that's number 10. Number 9, we got the Nike Zoom Freak 3 with 15,245 minutes. And that's pretty surprising. You know, I wasn't a huge fan of the Zoom Freak 3. I mean, it's a solid shoe. It's all right. I definitely think there are better options, but you know, there's the Zoom Freak 3. Moving on to number 8, we got the Jordan 36, and we have 17,111 minutes in that shoe, which is pretty surprising. I thought it would be a little bit higher up on the list, but you know, there's the Jordan 36. It's a great performer. They got some crazy PEs. They need to release more colorways. I mean, they have a new colorway that came out on Nike.com. It's like a really cool gradient on the upper. And yeah, I mean, if you guys do want to cop, of course, links will be in the description box. Coming in at number 7, we got the Kyrie Low 4 with 23,656 minutes played. And that definitely does make sense. Kyries are always popular, especially in the NBA. Great performer, great traction. So yeah, that definitely does make sense. I feel like I haven't seen a whole bunch of PEs of the Kyrie Low 4. You know what I mean? I feel like Kyrie doesn't even play in the Kyrie Low 4 that much. He's been playing in the Kyrie Low 3 a lot. Just, I don't know why. Maybe he doesn't like the 4. And then 5 came out too, and he doesn't even play in the Kyrie Low 5 that much either. But anyways, there's that. Next is the KD14 with 26,050 minutes played. So that makes sense. KD14s are amazing. I've seen a whole bunch of players playing in the KD14. So yeah, I mean, I feel like it's pretty crazy because Zoom Strobel is super crazy. And maybe, I don't know, NBA players definitely do like it, right? All right, coming in at number 5, we got the Nike Kyrie 7. So that's pretty interesting, right? The Kyrie Infinity did come out kind of late. I guess it does make sense that the Kyrie 7 would be a little bit more popular than the Kyrie Infinity. So we have 26,261 minutes played in the Kyrie 7. And yeah, it's a solid shoe. You got that Zoom Turbo, and the forefoot traction, of course, is top tier. And it's a very light shoe, especially comparing to the older Kyries like the Kyrie 6 and the Kyrie 5. All right, coming in at number 4 is pretty surprising. I thought it would be way higher up on the list, but we have the Kobe 5, and it just says Kobe 5, but I'm guessing it's a Kobe 5 Pro. And we have 28,682 minutes played in the Kobe 5. So yeah, Nike, please release way more colorways of the Kobe 5 Pro. But yeah, I mean, the Kobe 5 Pro, I mean, it's the Kobe 5. It's amazing. I've seen a whole bunch of people playing in it. I mean, Devin Booker, Anthony Davis, they get some crazy PEs. DeMar DeRozan, you know. Number 3 is actually pretty surprising. We got the Nike Air Zoom GT Cut. Wow. Nike has given us, I feel like, a good amount of colorways, but they sell out so freaking fast on Nike.com, right? They release one colorway, it's like sold out the next day, right? But we got 30,575 minutes played, right? So the Zoom GT Cut, of course, is known as like the modern Kobe, which definitely does make sense. It's a drop-in midsole, you know, and it has full-length Zoom Strobel as well. It's an amazing shoe, and I've seen some crazy PEs as well in the NBA, which I'm super jealous about too. Coming in number 2 is also something that surprised me a lot. It's the Nike PG5. We have 37,641 minutes played in the shoe, and just wow. I honestly haven't really seen a lot of PG5s. I feel like I've seen more Kobe's and like the Kyries and KDs. But yeah, I guess the PG5 is super popular in the NBA. And coming in at number 1, we got the Nike Kobe 6 Protro. And yeah, that's not surprising at all. Like, the Grinches are so freaking popular that like whenever I see a game, I see at least one NBA player wearing the Grinches, which that makes sense. It's a super bright shoe, so you could definitely notice it when you're watching the NBA, right? But we got 43,696 minutes played, and that honestly, that makes sense. And we've seen some crazy PEs as well with the Kobe 6 Protro, and of course, Kobe's estate re-signed with Nike, so hopefully we'll be getting a whole bunch of Kobe's soon. I'm super excited about that. All right, next we'll just do like a top 3, just because, you know, I just want to keep this video short. But we got the top 3 most popular ball shoes by guards, right? So number 3, we got Kyrie 7, and we have 809 appearances. The number 2 is the Zoom GT Cut with 976 appearances, and number 1, of course, is the Kobe 6 Protro with 1,063 appearances. So yeah, pretty much the same as the most popular basketball shoes. So yeah, there's that. And let's go over the top 5 most popular basketball shoes by centers, right? So this is pretty interesting actually. So number 5, we got the Zoom Freak 3, which makes sense. I mean, Giannis Antetokounmpo is a super big dude. So it would make sense that the shoe would be super supportive, and it would also make sense that centers are playing with it, right? So we have 219 appearances with the Zoom Freak 3. Next, we got the Dame 7 EXTPLY with 224 appearances, which makes sense. The Dame 7 is super supportive, like the upper, and you got a nice soft cushion with the light strike, so I definitely do understand why centers would like the Dame 7. Coming in number 3 though, we got the Kobe 5 with 255 appearances, which, I mean, it does make sense as far as like, it's a super supportive shoe. The material with the synthetic is a very supportive shoe. We got the sidewalls with the midsole coming up and stuff. Traction's nice. The cushion also is super soft, but really low to the ground. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's like the best shoe for centers, but I mean, of course, in the modern NBA, it's becoming very positionless, right? And a lot of players are playing basically every single position, right? So yeah, I mean, that's pretty surprising. And the next 2 are super surprising as well. So number 2, we got the Kobe 6 with 290 appearances, and that makes sense too because the synthetic material, like the Kobe 5, is super supportive. It's a very supportive shoe. Cushion is, I mean, I haven't played in the Kobe 6 Protro. I've only played in the regular Kobe 6, but the cushion is pretty nice. And yeah, and also another thing about all of these shoes is that they're all low tops. You know, I mean, centers were known for like wearing super bulky, very supportive shoes, and also like high top shoes, right? But anyways, moving on to number 1, which is super surprising, and we have 524 appearances with this shoe, like almost double the Kobe 6 and the Kobe 5 and all the other ones, and that's the Nike PG5. The PG5 is nowhere near as supportive as any of the other shoes on this list, you know, because the material is super thin. It's like a flimsy like mesh material, so holy, that makes no sense. You know what I mean? That's actually kind of crazy, you know? I mean, like, I had no issues with it, but I feel like, you know, if you're a bigger dude, especially in the NBA, you're gonna be like 7 feet tall, very heavy. That's crazy how they're playing in the PG5 and they're probably enjoying it a lot. So yeah, the number 1 shoe for centers have been the PG5. So anyway, super interesting lists. And tell me down in the comment section below, like, were you surprised at any of the shoes that were on this list? Did you expect any other shoes? And did you expect the PG5 to be number 1 in centers, right? Pretty surprising. I mean, the Kobe's, that makes sense, right? And like guards and like most popular. But PG5 for the centers, I did not expect that. But anyways, that about wraps it up. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.